Alrighty, g'day guys. Welcome back to Stat Chat Sports. You're here with Tazza and myself, Steve. We're looking forward to game week 5 of the Premier League season. This is our first midweek fixtures of the season. Interesting. I don't really think they were that early on in the season, these midweek ones, but nonetheless, we've got a few games on the Wednesday and the Thursday, and one on the Friday morning as well. But we're focusing on one game. And one game only this week. Tazza is our game of the week. And who are we looking at, mate?
This week, for our game of the week, we're going to Anfield. We're looking at Liverpool v Newcastle. It's a game. It's a fixture that's it's quite often produced a decent amount of goals. Liverpool doing the double last season around with a 3-1 home fixture win and a 1-0 away fixture win. So, look, this is a different Newcastle. We've seen Newcastle. This is an upgraded Newcastle. Eddie Howe's got this. I wouldn't say purring. The team's not purring, but they're much improved. We'll probably see. I think we might see the first of Alexander Isak. Probably. Oof. I think this would be a good game for them to bring him out. I mean, why wouldn't you on the big stage? So it'll be pretty interesting. I, for one, am a fan. I think he's quite a good player. So, I mean, if they want to rest him one more week, please do. But look, I think it's got the makings of a good game. It's the two teams are. Newcastle started pretty well. Of 3 draws in a row has probably hit the brakes on what looked like a real breakout start to the year. Liverpool, obviously, 9 off the back of a 9-0 win, looking to really charge their way up the table now. And it's a tough fixture. They're going to have to be on their game, and I think they'll get it done.
Yeah, so Newcastle can no longer be seen as an easy fixture anymore. I think that's fair to say. They've caused headaches for all sides. I mean, they were 2-0 up against City at the Etihad at the weekend, and couldn't quite hold on to it. Oh no, sorry, that was Crystal Palace. My mistake. They did play City not too long ago.
They played City, yeah.
Anyway, they put on a decent performance against City. Saint-Maximin, I mean, he's probably their key player at the moment. I think he's just such a difficult player to stop once he gets going. And being on that left, he'll play against Alexander Arnold, who his defensive prowess has come under fire a little bit. So yeah, it'll be a tough matchup for them and Alexander Isak. I mean, that's the news of the week when he signed. That was a huge, big statement signing from them. It's I think he's quite easily their record signing. He takes over that key signing after Bruno Guimaraes, and I think he's going to do absolute damage in this squad. He's a very, very good player, and a player that was expected to sign for a big club in a top 6 club in any league. But he finds himself at Newcastle, and I think that's actually probably the perfect spot for him, to be perfectly honest. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like they need to throw him in this game. Not that Callum Wilson can't do a job, but if you really want to test the caliber of a player of Isak's capabilities, you put him in against the best, and you see how they cope. So I think he needs to play for me.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a statement signing. It's just a huge indication of where Newcastle's at now. Like you said, they're not an easy beat. They're far from that. They're pretty legit. They have to be pushing Europe. The squad looks good. The management is, I mean, Eddie Howe's looking really good in that position there. So they're legit. I mean, and yeah, statement signing, a statement start would be absolutely just hitting the ground running at Anfield, and hopefully scoring at Anfield for them, not for us, because we don't really want that. But yeah, look, I think it's going to be a really good fixture.
So I'll just correct myself of what I said before. 3-3 they drew with City at St James's Park, but they were 3-1 up after Trippier's free kick. So, they've already proven to take it to the greatest team in the land in City. So yeah, it's one that Liverpool players and the team itself can't take lightly. They are obviously off the back of a very good win, 9-0 to Bournemouth. But that needs to carry on, and they need to take that into this game. I think the pace that Newcastle have in their side now, the traditional slow start, I suppose, that Liverpool have had recently in terms of conceding the first goal and just starting slow and just not being ready for games in general, they can't afford to have that here. They'll just get caught with the tail between the legs, and they can find themselves 1 or 2 down before they even know about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you spoke about before, Alexander-Arnold hasn't really set the world alight in terms of his defensive play. Van Dijk's been pretty disappointing to this point as well. So I really agree with you there. It needs to be not alarm bells ringing, but it needs to switch on from that first whistle, because Newcastle, that attacking three it's pretty lethal now. So once they really figure each other out and get that chemistry, they're going to do some damage, and it could happen pretty early.
So I think you might have hinted at it earlier. Are you picking Liverpool to win this game?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's going to be all that convincing. If I had to pick a scoreline, I think it's probably like a 2-1. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle get on the board first. But yeah, I just think they've not that they played the best game that they've ever played. It was against Bournemouth, but they found a bit of their rhythm again. For me, I think they found a bit of that. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Be again.
Exactly. I mean, I think the shackles are off to a certain extent. We're a little bit, I'd say, nervous, and that's just broken it all off. I think we're just going to see a bit of a new team in Liverpool now that chip is off their shoulder.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree. My initial thoughts and the scoreline in my head was 2-1 as well. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Liverpool caught on the break, as they typically have been recently. But Liverpool, after on the back of scoring 9, I still think Newcastle's defense is probably their weakest spot at the moment. I think there's probably more chances for Liverpool to score in this game than Newcastle. Newcastle will have chances. There's no doubt about it, and it's just a case of whether they can take them. But I think Liverpool will have more. So I think that's 2 from 2, and I think it'll be 2-1 as well.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool have been so ball dominant to start off the season. They're really averaging, I don't know the exact number, but they're probably averaging about 65% to 70% time on ball or time in possession. So they're naturally going to carve out more chances. It's just they need to be prolific with their finishing. And if we can see a bit more, I mean, Luis Diaz was impressive on the weekend. 2 headed goals, which to me, I wasn't aware that was one of his strengths, but it bloody well looked like it. That first goal was quite impressive, the way he redirected that. And look, I just think they'll have too much up front for him.
Well, it is probably the most exciting fixture of the midweek games of this week. There's not a whole lot of other exciting fixtures there, so we want to know. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Who you think will win this game? It'll be a close one, absolutely. So make sure you let us know who you think is going to win. All right, let's move on. Our favorite segment on the channel, or not the channel, on the podcast, is the unpopular opinions. We don't mind having a little debate over these. So we've come up with a couple again ourselves. I'll spit mine first here, real quick, because I feel like this has been a topic of discussion for a while now. And that is that Pep Guardiola is only a top manager because of the sides that he's managed.
Yeah, yeah. He, yeah. Well, he's never.
Barcelona, Bayern Munich,
Yeah,
Man City.
he's never built a squad. Not
Yes.
really. You could arguably say he built Barcelona, but it was through the academy,
Mm.
through La Masia. Bayern Munich he inherited. That was more Jupp Heynckes, I think, he really put that team together.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean, City is City. Mancini and Pellegrini won. Yeah, Pellegrini. I think they both won titles. Yeah, they both won titles. So I mean, you're putting him straight into a title-winning team. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably agree with you there. He hasn't really had to build a team from the ground up like the likes of put my Liverpool hat back on here, but Klopp. The proof is in the pudding and in the crap that he started with. So yeah, I think I agree with you there.
Well, that's commonly the discussion between the two best teams in England at the moment is who is the better manager. And there's fair points, I think, from either side, but I don't think you simply can't look past the fact that Pep hasn't had to deal with as much dead wood in a side as what let's stick with Jurgen. This is what Jurgen Klopp has had to. Maybe that first season with City, I think they finished third, and then he had a fair bit of crap to deal with there. But after that, I saw it the other day. I believe it was after that first season where they finished third. I think it was first, second, first. And then I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how many titles he won with Bayern Munich and Barcelona. But there's no doubt that he had juggernaut sides there as well. Bayern Munich have won the last 10 league titles anyway, and I'm sure a few of his would have accounted to those 10. Obviously, Barcelona days, with the likes of Xavi and Iniesta in the middle. Obviously, Messi, he said it before that, Messi's the best player that he's ever sort of worked with. But I just question. I'm absolutely not questioning his abilities as a manager. Look, you could put a different manager in the same three positions that he's been in, and they might not have been able to do the same job as him. So he's definitely got the football brains, but I question whether he would be able to do what he's done if you put him in. Let's just put him in Jurgen Klopp's shoes. Put him at Mainz, put him at Dortmund, and then put him at Liverpool, and see if he does the same sort of thing.
Yeah, it depends what you judge him on. What are you judging him on? Do you want them to play the best with the best team, with the best players in the world? You're probably taking Pep. He is a football genius, for want of a better word. He probably has the best football brain. But when you're taking a team with limited resources, I want to say limited, they're hardly limited, but they're not. It's not unlimited like City and the likes of PSG and all that seem to be. You want Klopp because he's proven twice. Well, Mainz, they were pretty decent, not world beaters, but Dortmund in making that Champions League final and winning a couple of cups there. And then obviously doing what he's done with Liverpool and turning them from an absolute mid-table basket case to a dominant force in Europe and in England. Yeah, it just depends what you want out of them. They're for me, easily the two best managers in the world. It's just they're two very different managers.
Taz, I believe you've got one as well, mate.
I do. United fans probably aren't going to be happy with this. Look, we're going to be looking at an upcoming transfer that it's been mooted as it's probably going to be announced tomorrow. It's the 30th of August now. I think it will be announced tomorrow. The medicals have been passed. Anthony for $100 million.
Yeah.
He, in my opinion, will go down as one of the all-time flops for his price.
Price. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he can be an all right player, but $100 million, I'd be feeling sick paying 60
Yeah.
or 50. I think that is an awful price tag, and United are terribly desperate.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I don't think United needed a winger anyway. They more so needed a striker. And I've heard from a couple of people that they are almost expecting similar things to Jadon Sancho when he first arrived. The fact that he just doesn't quite hit the ground running. But yeah, no, 100 million is a ridiculous price tag, and it clearly United wanted him, and I actually knew that. And they milked them for as much as they could, and they got it in the end. But yeah, no, that's ridiculous. I would not be paying 100 million for Anthony. Never, no way.
Yeah. 12 goals, 10 assists last season. I mean, 22 years old. There's a lot of potential there. Don't get me wrong, but it's the Eredivisie. He hasn't exactly set it alight. He's been great, and he comes with attitude problems.
Yeah,
that have been pretty well documented. So it's fraught with danger. That.
Yeah. Well, that's a massive watch this space, I think, because that's going to be an interesting one. So, but Taz, we're going to have to leave it there. We're going to run out of time here. But a couple of unpopular opinions. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've got any, leave them as well. We'll bring them up on upcoming episodes of the podcast. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next week. Cheers.